Okay, let me also open PyCharm as well. Okay, we are learning in this hello.py sheet. Okay, that thing we already learned in yesterday session. While learning Python, we'll be going through the data types, and those are the different data types that Python is handling: integer, float, boolean, string, list, double set, dictionary. Today we'll be mainly focusing on list and dictionary, as well as string too. Integer, float, those kind of stuffs. We already have a very few ideas that we covered in yesterday's session. I'll be not touching much more on top of that, but the latter thing I'll be just quickly discuss on the same topic with you. Okay. First of all, I just want to mention there are some built-in functions are already available, and we have also worked on top of that. Okay. So what are the built-in functions I have already worked? Just like print. Tanbir, if you can see, we already worked print. Print is a built-in function. Functions functions are looking like in this manner. Print, uh, open brace and close brace. Inside there we can pass some parameter. We cannot pass. This is based on the function's argument and all. So just like print is a inbuilt function, we can put any print statement what needs to be printed inside either maybe single quote or maybe double quote. Okay. And the same thing should be, we'll be getting the same output. Okay, I found Anjali dropped for some reason. Just like hello Tanveer. Okay, the same thing should be there as well as putting double quote. So single quote or double quote, it should be helping us the starting of the string. That's it. Okay, just like when it is much applicable, suppose I just want to put I suppose let me start with single quote. Just it's a quick example. I am Soptic. I'm using apostrophe over there. What is happening? Okay. So you can see this is my opening code, this is my close code, and I'm using an apostrophe over here. For this kind of reason, Python will be throwing an error because this is my opening string that indicates I'm opening a string, and that indicates I'm closing a string. Then what is this character is here? What they're doing over here? For this thing only, if there is any intermediate this kind of thing, we can do two things to be resolving it. So first we can use an escape character. Escape character as black backslash. Okay. So I just put a backslash. Backslash will be when Python will be reading the particular line, Python will be checking the backslash over there. By founding this backslash, it will it will not read the next one, or it will read the next one as a string character, not a argument. So over here, it's not a string end or closing thing. It is it is been read as a strings own. A particular subset of the string itself. Okay. So that time it should be running fine. So if we just want anything to be not to be executed as a Python's keyword or any other thing, then we can put a backslash within print statement. Just to let you know, within print statement, this is one of the important thing. We can do one more thing. As I mentioned, I can put double quote. I can put double quote over here. Over here in this scenario, double quote will be helping us with the starting of the string. So the Python interpreter will be searching for a end double quote to wrap the entire sentence. So it should be searching for this double quote. Okay. And that time apostrophe is a character. They will be finding it's at a character and no issue should be there. Okay. Just like print, we have lots of, let me check. What are the different things? Okay, length function is there. Length function is specially applicable for string data type. Okay, suppose let me put a string data type v. V is a variable I told. V can assign variable at any time in Python. So I'm just assigning a string over here. Suppose good morning. Okay, so I can put length of v. Okay, I can put the entire thing as well. This is also possible. Anything we can do. Okay, so it will be showing me the output. Okay, let me just update v as I have assigned the data type. Okay, when I'll be putting this kind of thing, the variable should not be put a quote. I mean, the string should be enclosed by a quote. Either it can be single quote, either it can be double quotes. But when I'm assigning it to variable should be putting alone. No quote should be there. If I'm putting it quote, it should be understanding it as a separate string value. Okay. So don't put while passing anything, any variable, don't put the variable within a quote. Let me print the length of v. Yes, 12. So you can just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why it's 12? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes. 12 characters are there. So that's why the length functions is returning the total length of this particular string and it's giving the output as this. Okay, I'll be coming of what is method quickly after a few slides. Okay, just let me show some more things, then I'll be coming back to the methods. What is method? Okay, another concept is f string. It's also used in print statement. I forgot to show the same thing. Let me show this. Okay, when f string is being used. Any idea, Tanvir? When f string is being used? Tanvir, are you there? Hello.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Okay, okay. So we are talking about f string. Do you have any idea when f string is being used? Okay, let me tell you.
Because of like formatting requirement or those sort of things
Yeah,
for
kind of
format.
formatting. Correct.
Okay.
F for format. So when we can use it? So in the print statement, we can use the f string. So suppose I have okay. Let me declare a integer format s equal 4. Okay. So I want the variable to be returned over here with some other string element as well. Suppose I want to put the value of the variable s is, I don't want to put 4 over here. I want to pass value of s is s, kind of this. I want this h to be represented the value. I mean, it should be the value of its own value. Over here, a should be treated as variable. So for that time, we can use f over here. Okay, formatting it, and just which is the variable, I just need to wrap it within a curly braces. Okay, so it's a normal string, but the original variable, I just wrap it with a curly brace. That is called f string. If I'm just printing it, okay, so it's been replaced with its original value. Moving to the next slide. Okay, some maths functions I just want to show you. Those are all inbuilt functions except the trigonometric function. Let me show you. So those are all functions. It should be working on top of either float or integer. So this abs mean absolute function. What it is doing? Let me put a variable call where equal, suppose minus 4. Okay, I'm not putting any other. Okay, let me print on top of where I'm just putting abs function. I'm printing absolute of the absolute value of the variable. It's 4. Okay, so it's eliminating minus 1. It's the absolute value. Whatever we have learned in mathematics, the modulus value, it should be eliminating the sign. Similar kind of thing is there, round. It will be rounding off. Suppose I'm putting 4.5, 4.567. Okay, so I'm putting round. Okay, it's rounding off. So it's more than 50% at the decimal side. So it's rounding it to the next available integer, that is 5. So this is how round function should work. Okay, trigonometric function. Actually, trigonometric function, it's not an inbuilt function. Let me show you quickly. If we am just importing any library, so it's been defined in a separate class which is not inside the pre-installed Python interpreter. Okay, binary. Let me cover binary first. Binary is
So
nothing
it's
but,
not, it will not be in the PyCharm function
yeah. Let
interpreter.
me let me show you. Let me show you. I'll be just quickly coming. So binary. Binary is nothing but it should be converting any decimal. Let me v equal. Let me just declare a particular integer v equals 6. So I'm converting it to binary. That's it. Okay. Let me just print the entire thing. Okay. So the binary format of 6 is 110. 0b should be, it should be by default format. As we are converting it to binary, so it should be there 0b for every binary syntaxes and all. But the main binary component is this, the last, eliminating first two. This is our binary elements 110 or 6. Okay, now from trigonometric functions, suppose I want to declare an angle. Angle is 1. Okay, let me put 1. Over here, angle is not by default, it should be in radian. It is not degree. Okay. As we have our, we are quite aware that a trigonometric function should work with on top of some angles. Suppose f equal 1, I'm doing sine operation on top of that. Print sine f or sine 1. I'm directly putting sine 1 over here. it is throwing error. It's not able to identify what is sine. So that is why we need to import a external module called math, and the same module you need to install. Okay, before importing it, you need to install the particular library or module in your systems. From Python also it will be helping us. Just how to do it: file, go to settings. There are the external packages. So I have installed math packages, MATH. Okay, it's there somewhere. I can search it over here. Just click on this plus icon. Search over here with math. Where it is. So search it, or you can also put the command pip install with an external modules. Okay. So just import math, and while calling the sign, actually sign of minor, that should be the syntax. I need to put a bracket over there. Okay. So now while declaring sign, put a math dot sign. Okay. Now it should be working fine. So as one is a radian, it's not a degree. So it's returning the original value. Sine 1 radian is this. Okay. So just like as sine is not available in the inbuilt module of Python, that's why it was throwing an error. As I have installed math module as well as I'm importing math over here, and then I am calling inside math module. I'm calling this sine function. Okay. In this module, it's been created. Sine function is been created there. So I'm calling this thing. So this kind of thing we'll be learning. I mean, when we'll be learning class, we'll be focusing more on, I mean, top of that thing. What is import statement? Why we require this thing? Because this is the main thing. Actually, Python, when we'll be professional on top of Python, then you can see most of the codes. I mean, I'm using a complex function. I do not have to build a complex function by our own. There's lots of libraries are available. So we can import those library and we can use their function. So that is why object-oriented program Python is I mean, one of the most important programming languages available. So, but for your knowledge, you need to check it. Even I think you are quite aware, as you were aware of the Python part. Okay. Even if you want to just check, you want to use this thing, you can check it in Web or ChatGPT. Which particular functions or module you need to use. They will be helping you out. So this is the module and this is the function you need to use. So then you can quickly, in your code, you can use the same thing. That be those things are understandable, correct?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Now I'm coming to the methods actually. So those are applicable especially for string, the particular methods as well as the particular function is applicable for string data type. Okay. So I just, I mean, covered what is length function. Let me cover what are the different method. Actually, what is the difference between function and method? Function should be looking like this. Okay. And there is structural difference, of course. And for method, it should be on top of which I'll be operating. That should be present at the beginning, dot method name. Okay, let me show you. Just like let me put v equal. I mean declaring a string hello student. Just like let me put v dot. If I'm putting v dot, the ID itself will be helping me out. What are the different methods are available? over here. And at the left hand side, you can see M is printed. M means method. So those are different method I can work on top of this. So the ID has that intelligence. V means it's a string. So it's getting from the statements V is a string data type. As soon as I'm putting V dot, it will be helping me out. What are the available methods are available. So I'm putting upper. And over there you can check upper self. So I do not have to pass any other parameter. What is self? Self thing will be quickly learning when we'll be learning class, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay. So I'm just calling upper on top of that, printing the same thing. You can see every alphabets has been updated with the uppercase. If we just update this thing as capitalize, okay, there is an method. Okay, let me just CAP. Yes, it's there. It should be updating the first, each word's first alphabet. No, sorry, only the first element should be capital letter. Okay, just as per the rules of a sentence. So if we just put the thing, the first alphabet of the first word should be caps, always in caps. So that is the thing. Find. If we want to search for a particular element, then we can use find. Okay. So I just want to find E or L or S, suppose. Let me put S. So its position is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So for Python, why it's 6? Zeroth element is H. So they will be starting not only for this string, for each and individual when you are just learning array. Okay, string is a character of array. Sorry, array of character. So when we will be learning arrays, just like not only for string, it is also for list, tuple, or anything. What is which is representing any array. So the first alphabet is always the index is 0. So it's starting with this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is why it's returning the value of is as 6. Can use replace keyword. So I want to replace s with any other thing. So we can just put the other element that I want to replace over here with s in this manner. You can see the updated thing. Okay. So those are different methods on top of strings. There are lots of things. I just picked up that popular one. So you can find, just put a dot. All the available methods should be available. It's not only for string, it is for all the data types. Okay. Those are inbuilt when they have written the particular class inside this Python interpreter. Okay. They have written each and individual class. When declaring the class, they are declaring the functions within it. They're declaring the methods within it. As I showed you that when I'm just typing print type of V, just typing it. If we run it, okay, its class is string. So in the inbuilt string class, they are also declaring the methods, the functions. So all those methods, I'm just putting any string dot, they will be showing all the available methods that is there. And you can go ahead. Suppose you are not aware of the method, so you can quickly go ahead with this manner. Okay. Okay. If string is covered, built-in functions and methods are covered, math functions is covered. Immutability, I'll be coming to this topic. Let's first complete those other functions as well. This is very important thing. It's called typecast. So uh, those are individual functions are available to convert or casting any other data type to this data type. Okay. What is, let me give you some example. Suppose I'm declaring a variable called p equal. I'm assigning a value 6. Okay. So the data type of t is integer. Let me print that output. Tanvir, is it fine for you? Or whatever we have learned till now? No doubt.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Actually, it's very simple and basic. Maybe you already
No, I
know this thing.
understand. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So just quickly check it. Maybe 1 or 2 days. I just need to check the basics. Then we'll be just covering.
Yes, yes, just brushing up my level. That's all right.
Yeah, yeah. So this is a particular integer data type. Let me print this thing as well as I'm using this kind of functions. Just like I'll be converting this t to string. Okay, let me just print. I'm just declaring another variable. A is called string of t. It's a function. str is a function. It is imposed on t. Okay, I'm printing the type of s over here. Okay, as well as I'm printing the value to print of t, print of s. Okay, let me run it. So you can see both of the scenarios, printing of t and printing of s is same value, but their data type is different. Okay, if I'm just going to add anything over here, suppose I want to add uh, some number with this, suppose print this thing. So it will be throwing an error because this is an arithmetic operation. As I'm converting t, it's in string data type now. So its current value 6 is character in nature. It should not be added with 4. But the example I just put it because this kind of function I can use to convert from any data type to other data type in Python. From integer to string, from string to integer. So whatever should be the target data type, you just need to put that one, that function. Okay, it's applicable for list dictionaries as well. Let me show you the thing. Let me give you an example on top of that. Okay, it's a very good example I used to give to all the batches. Give me 1 second. Okay, so let me take a value p equal input. Okay, input is a function which what is been, I mean, that is useful for scanning some input from user. Just like in C, you can use scanf. So input is a function. I'm telling the user input, enter a value. Okay. If I'm just printing it, it should be printing this one and it will be asking a value to be entered over here. Okay. And the same value should be stored in the variable p. Okay. So then I just need, okay. My motto is whatever value I'll be getting. Okay. Suppose I'm just doing one more thing. I want to calculate the age of the particular person. So enter your year of birth. Year of birth. Okay. Over here I'll be getting the year. Now age equal whatever birth, I mean year I'll be getting, it should be stored in P. So I'll be getting P minus what is current year? 2023. Okay. So that should be my age or that person's age. Print I'm just using an F string age. Let me put your age is different. Okay. So this is the particular program. It should be working fine, not showing any errors. Tanvir, any idea?
Because we haven't. No, I'm not too sure why it's showing error.
Okay, let me run this code. Okay, so it's asking for enter your year of birth. So it will be scanning, as I told, input functions is
So we
very
haven't given the number of year in there.
yeah. I'll be
Enter.
just giving over here. So
Okay.
let me put 1990 or 1993, so that the when it will be subtracting, it will be returning 30 years of age. Okay, it's showing an error. As soon as I'm putting 1993, it's showing an error. Why it's showing an error? So this is just an example. Input is scanning the thing properly. If I can print it, print of P. Let me just check whether it's properly able to scan it. Let me remove this two line or comment out two line. Okay, what is commenting out? If we put hash at the beginning of any statements, that will not be executable. That can be readable, but it will not be executable from the uh, particular interpreter, Python interpreter. So that is why we can put this kind of comment out. I'm commenting out this syntax to be executed. Okay. Let me just print P 1993. Yes, it's properly printing out. Let me check the data type of P because I'm subtracting. So it must be an integer data type. Okay. Putting the same thing again, 1993 integer, and it's a class. Its class is string. Why it's string? Because I'm doing an arithmetic operation. Doing a string minus a integer. That is why it's showing the error. Okay. So this is because when I'm asking for input, okay. So input, this particular function will be scanning a particular data which should be string in data type. Okay. So we can do two things over here while calculating. I mean, while doing this particular operation, let me comment this thing in again. When I'll be doing this operation, I just have to impose a functions called integer on top of that. That's I just covered few, I mean the previous slide. Okay. So I'm just doing a integer operation. So I'm converting the string to integer, or I can directly put it over here. No issue. But I'm just instead of P, I'm converting it to integer and then I'll be subtracting. Let me just do this thing once more time. 1993. Yes. Okay, here's a mistake. I need to subtract from 2023 to this. I mean, that's why it's giving me the output minus 30, which is a wrong one. Okay, it should be integer of p. Okay, now it's fine. It is fine. So the main fundamental things, whatever we have learned over here, when using the input function, by default, whatever it should be scanning, it should be string in data type. So if the same input is being used for any arithmetic functions or any other functions, I need to convert or cast the same value to a different or the desirable data type. And it's working as a function. So this is the particular thing just to learn. Okay. It's clear to you, correct, Tanvir?
Yes, it's so far is clear.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Now the next topic, immutability. Okay. And before that, I need to understand string data type. Okay. Let me just quickly go through the string data type. Okay, those three slides are left till now. Let's declare a string variable called suppose str. Okay. So I'm just putting the same thing. Good evening. So I'm declaring a string having this value. Now, I just mentioned a few times ago. Uh, I can check the index. Suppose I mentioned that this is the 0th element, this is the first element, this is the second element, this is the third element. I want to print the 0th element. Let me show you whether it's fine. Let me print the statement as well. It's called list slicing. Okay. Yeah, you can see when I'm just trying to print the 0th element, it's G. Suppose I want to print a few elements starting from 0th element, ending should be maybe the length should be 7. Okay, if I just print it, yeah, it will be just starting with 0 and count 7. It will be printing this thing. If I want to print this thing within a interval, by default the interval is 1. So GOOD, there'll be no gap between alphabet. If I just want to put some gaps, I can put an interval at the third space. That is 2 colon. First colon, before the first column, it's the opening or the particular index position from where I want to slice the string. Okay. So I can put something, suppose 2. So 2 is the interval it will be printing. So you can see G, then this O, then this space, then V. So it's printing the thing with a gap of 2 alphabets. So it's called string slicing. Okay. Now I'm going to the previous thing once more time. I'm printing 0 over here. And I'm printing 1 over here. 1 should be O. Yes. Now suppose I'm trying to update the existing strings value in this manner. This is very important concept. So I'm assigning this value, suppose R. Okay. So I'm assigning this value to R. If I'm running this thing, okay, I just need to add a quote. As this is a string data type, I'm adding a quote. Yes. So this error I was expecting. Why this error comes? So string is a immutable data type. So when I'm declaring this string variable, the same string I cannot update. So if this thing is successfully executed, then the output should be GROD, then evening. So this element one, I mean the index one means this element, it should be updated to R. So entire string should be modified and that should be our update. So I cannot update an existing string because string is a immutable data type, that is called immutability. So in our data types, there are few data types are mutable and few data types are immutable. Especially for the character data type, I'm saying. Especially it's applicable for character. I mean, the data type is having array, just like string, list, tuple, set, dictionary. We can see few of the data types are mutable, few are, I mean, most of the things are immutable. So we just checked and found that for learning for immutability, string data type is not mutable in nature. Okay, so I cannot able to update this thing at the runtime. Okay, I can update this thing. I can update. I can create a new string, updating this thing as R. That is possible. But within the same string, I cannot update any element. That is the concept I want to say. So those are all about string and the immutability. I'm going to the list. It's very, very important data type. Now we are just entering about the array kind of data types. Okay, so what is list? How to declare a list? Suppose I'm declaring a list with a variable L equal, list should be enclosed by square braces. Okay, so I can put any element, suppose 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a list. If I'm just printing the same thing, I'm printing the same element. I mean, the printing the same list as well as I'm printing the data type of this element, whether it's a list or not, just to check type of L. I'm printing two things over here. So it's returning the same thing 1, 2, 3, 4 over here in this line, and the particular data type of this thing is list. Okay, so there's no issue. Okay, one more thing. List cannot be this kind of, it's a homogeneous elements 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are all integers. So it's an array of integers. I can put string over here as well. A, suppose B. Okay, so it should be also running fine. Even I can add boolean data type too. True, suppose false. I'm adding some false should be, as this is boolean, no code should be there. If this is string, we should have to put inside a code. I can use some this kind of data type. I mean float data type too over here. So any data type I can add it. Even I can declare a list within a list. Okay. So all the things should be working. List is a collection of heterogeneous element. Okay. Now the same indexing position is the same. Just like whatever we have covered in string, just let you, I mean, just to show once more time over here. I'm just printing 0th element. I can see 1. Okay. If I just put first element, it should be 2. The slicing part is also same. As I mentioned that time 0. Suppose I want to print 5 elements. Let me show you. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's printing 5 elements starting at the 0th position, that is 1. And so this thing is slicing, it's same as string. The slicing operation is same as string we have covered already over there, so I'm not going further top of that. Okay, now the next concept is mutability. So just to let you know, list is a mutable data type. So that is why list is being used in lots of scenarios. When we'll be learning Python's pandas and all, when we'll be declaring multiple elements in a single thing, then we'll be specially using this thing in a list, because list is very, very flexible in nature. Okay. So that is why, I mean, why list is flexible? I can assign any runtime value. Let me add, suppose I want to add this one. I want to change this one as well. So let me assign L1 equal, suppose 5. L1 means this one, this element. I'm printing this list again. Okay, so you can see 2 has been updated to 5. Okay, that's it. So it's a mutable. So the same thing I was trying to do with on top of a string data type, it was not possible, because in string the same array will not be updated. The same thing is possible over here. That is why lots of methods are, lots of things I can do on top of list. What are the different things I can do? I have just put few of the methods over here. Let me just show you one by one, the quick manner. Just put after L, put a dot. So all methods, whatever methods have been declared while creating that particular class, it's available over here. Okay, so put L1 dot, suppose append. So while declaring append itself, as well as the object needs to be passed, means pass a particular object and that should be appended to the list. So I'm using this append method, but while printing, it should be updating the L itself. So let me append, suppose a character D. Okay, so you can see this element has been pushed over here. It's been appended. Similar kind of things. There are insert. What is insert? If I put insert, I just need to pass the parameter index and object. So I need to give some index, and at that particular index, that particular object should be entered. Suppose I want to give third index, this should be pushed. Let me run it. So third means 0, 1, 2, 3. In the position of this, a particular element has been inserted. Yeah, you can see the same thing has happened over here. In this third element, I mean third means index number 3, D has been pushed. Okay. So those are different methods. Pop means it will be popping up the elements from there. Count, it will be counting a particular element. Sort, it will be sorting the element. Okay. Sort means based on ascending or descending order, it will be sorting the elements of the list. But the condition should be that time if we are using sort, then the list should be homogeneous in nature. Let me show you quickly. L1 dot sort. Okay, if I just do this thing, it should be throwing an error. So it will be sorting, but the string is not homogeneous, it's heterogeneous. So first elements are integer, second elements, those are string data type, then boolean, then again float. So it is not able to understand. So let's discard the other element. We just have to put either character or number, anything. Okay, I just put 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me discard this thing or this thing too. It's already sorted actually. Let me put some other elements. Suppose over here 10. Okay, it's the method. I'm printing the same method. No, it's not the same. I'm just declaring the method over here. So the operation should be done in this statement. I have to print the enter list itself. Okay, you can see it's been sorted. Okay, so while doing sort operation, we just have to think that the particular,
Like if we want to change the ascending or descending order, then is there any function to that as well?
yeah, there is the function. I have to check actually. Mm, Short ascending, short descending is there. I just need to check from web as well. Let me check over here. Mm, by default, it should be ascending. So your question is if we just want to do the descending things, correct? Is that correct?
Yes, yes,
By
that's
default,
it.
it should be ascending in nature. Just like in SQL, if we put the order by clause, it should be ascending in nature. I think I can reverse it. Okay, Elisha. Yes, I think that's the, yeah. So this way we can do this thing. First, I'm doing sorting operation. Okay. Then on top of this, I'm also doing a reverse operation. Reverse means after sorting, I will descending. So this is the way we can do this. Sort then reverse. So it's descending in nature. In a single line, I mean, while doing the sorting, I cannot do this thing descending in nature. I mean, nature. Sort by default, it should be ascending. And after that, if we want to descend it, just we need to reverse the order or reverse the entire list. Okay. It's another method. Reverse is another method. It's clear, Tanvir.
Yes, yes, it's clear.
Okay. Now the last data type to learn for today's session. Next day we'll be going ahead with some basic fundamental things. It's like condition, for loops, on top of tuples, sets, those kind of things we'll be quickly learning in tomorrow's session. Today's last topic is dictionary. So dictionary is also important, very, very important data type, especially for the data engineers as well. So how to declare a dictionary? Let's declare a dictionary. Dictionary should be declared within this curly braces. Okay. And within dictionary, it should be always key value pair. So a key should be there. It's like one value should be this. So a key, then colon value. If we want to go with the next element, it should be separated with a comma. Then 2 with a value. Okay. I'm putting any other thing. Suppose 56 with a value ABC. Okay. So here 3 elements are there. This is my first. This is my second element. This is my last element. Each of the element, this is key, this is value. So why key value is there? So you have checked string and list today. So while declaring each of the element, I was calling the element by their index number. So first element is 0th index. Second element is there in first index. Okay. This way we have those index. Over here, I can call the elements or value by the keys, just like this. Suppose let me call 2. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So no indexing thing is there. Just like string, list, we are indexing, we have the index. Over here, we can call the value by its own key element. Okay. If I just want to print the dictionary, it will be printing everything. Let me show you some important methods. D dot. Okay. Suppose I want to print only the keys. It was there. Those are the keys 1 to 56. I want to print the values only. Then I need to use this values method. Okay. And by default, it should be printing everything. So, and I can impose some more thing as well. Lots of methods are available over there. Okay, clear means it will be clearing it, popping out the last element, or okay, pop means I just need to put the key, then it will be popping out the entire, I mean the key value pair. Okay. So those are the important methods available actually. If I put items, it by default it should be on the entire dictionary itself. Okay. Okay. So this is dictionary. We have lots of applications on top of dictionary when we'll be learning the same when using pandas and all. So that's all for today's session till dictionary. We'll be learning the rest of the data type quickly and the basic fundamentals uh, things in Python.
Okay.
Any stuck point, any doubt, Tanvi, till now?
Not till now, it's okay, but maybe I need to practice some bit of, because I understood the string one, but some difficulties in things. But I need to practice it, then I can like
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
you what
Just,
are.
I mean, it should hardly take 10 or 15 minutes, just
Yes,
quick brush up. So quickly check
yes,
it
yes.
after 1 or 2 days, because when we'll be starting data engineer, I mean, pandas and all, you can see lots of usage on top of string. Not only string, I mean, mainly list dictionary. Those are mainly useful while
Yeah.
declaring any values and all. So that
And
time, if we do not know the syntaxes or quick methods, then it should be a bit tough for us. So that is why just we need to know those basics. Those are very
yeah,
basics, but whoever is experienced, they can say that it's very basics. Why we are learning these things. So this is for, as this is for everyone. So that is why I'm covering, and this is definitely, I mean, this will definitely helping you out in the future classes.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. That's all for today's session. Let's connect tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.